Ready to rock?
Ready.
Share your awesomeness with the world.
That's about it.
Okay, then I'll just share.
We're live.
Yay!
Did it pop up for you?
Okay, it's not popped up. I don't see it live yet. Yep, just popped up.
There we
We
go.
are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the Southwest Market Center.
Yeah, we haven't seen you since April, so we're really
been a
happy
bit.
to be back with a really hot topic today for summer. Way to kick off June, right? Wow, and I have my volume on. Okay. I have to share so we get maximum exposure. So
We're all sharing. Share
Yes.
with your friends. If you're watching this and you have people that you think would be interested in learning more about mega agent expansion, make sure you share it on your Facebook page.
I'm
Got some
really
good
excited
information
about today.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about today. I've been watching, Kristan, your career for many years, even before expansion was a topic at Keller Williams. You've been really involved in leadership in lots of different things. So today we really want to talk about this. You know, it's really one of the most cutting edge things out there, right?
Yeah.
Are these mega agents creating these empires within an empire? It's amazing.
Exciting.
It's so exciting.
It's a little scary for some folks, but we'll talk
Sure,
about that.
yeah.
We'll
Well,
talk about that.
Yeah, and it's like what you've done. It's like what you've done
Yeah.
within Keller Williams. You know, Chad has his empire within an empire, you know,
Right.
and together we all achieve so much more. So
Yeah.
we're really excited to have you here.
Super
You're in the
excited.
middle of teaching all day,
Yes.
so thank you for letting me steal you
Absolutely,
over here
of course.
for 20 minutes. So
Absolutely.
great.
Now, guys, watching this in your market centers, if you have questions for Kristan, you can ask those anytime. Just put them in the comment section, and we will ask those and get you some answers.
Awesome.
And so go ahead and start doing that. If you have questions, just go ahead and start firing away, and we'll get to those right away since we have a limited amount of time today. Kristan, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
It's really good to have you here. We always start the show by taking a question out of the box.
Okay.
So
Oh my gosh.
You can.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that. And it's good that I really don't know the
Yes,
answer and
right.
come up with my answer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so.
All right.
If you
Pressure's
pick, you
on.
get veto power. If I pick, I get veto power. So.
Okay, there you go.
All right. What was your favorite game to play as a child?
Oh, that's good.
My favorite game was Monopoly.
Well, how fitting.
That is.
Monopoly. I thought it was supposed to be this question that I couldn't answer.
Well,
Right.
let's
Okay,
try
okay,
again.
that's
Let's
too
try
easy.
again. Yeah, let's try
That's
again.
It's
too
too
easy.
easy. Okay, so how about this one right there?
Okay, that's the perfect one.
Oh, that's interesting. Which historical time period would you most like to visit?
I kind of like, back in the Queen, Guinevere and,
Ooh, yeah.
Camelot and that whole thing. I think that would be very fun, live in a castle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not right now.
Not right now, no. But I
No plumbing or water. That's what I always think of. I always thought that time is so, something about it
Yeah.
is so mysterious.
Mysterious, romantic.
Majestic.
kind of, yeah.
And then I think about
And I think, no,
No hot water.
no.
Yeah, no hot water, no bathrooms.
Yeah.
So we just make it a Camelot today, right? We just make
Yeah,
it in our
I
own
like
world.
that, no. It's my Camelot.
That's right. And you have created quite an empire, so that's awesome.
Let's talk about
Let's
that.
talk about it.
Yes.
All right.
So tell us, what is your role now at Keller Williams? What does this
Sure.
life of yours look like?
Yeah. So right now I'm the vice president of Mega Agent Expansion, which, until a few years ago, has always, for 20 years, it's been Gary's vision. But up until a few years ago is when he actually launched the program, because he said, we really had to be ready because we were agents that thought like agents selling another home. You had to really prepare us. Can you think like business people building businesses rather than just an agent selling another home? So once he got us in that right mindset, he knew we were ready. He knew we were ready because we started pushing him about it. Because now I know you got it. Right.
Yeah, right.
So Mega Agent Expansion was really launched 3 years ago in February. And so, today we have more than 1,200 people in our program. We have more than 373 agents who have actually expanded. But here's what's interesting. At Family Reunion, Gary announced that at that time we only had 173 that had expanded, but it represented 4% of all the volume in our company.
Wow.
So we did the math this morning. So that's 1/1,000th. The agents population that have expanded represents 1/1,000th of the total company, of
Right.
160 plus thousand.
Right.
But 4% of the volume already.
Wow.
So it is a massive opportunity. It is so massive that Gary says today, if he could go back in time, knowing what he knows now, he would have just been an agent expanding. It'd be Gary Keller Real Estate.
That's right.
Just an agent.
Yeah.
But it's such a massive opportunity.
Right.
Why don't you tell us exactly what that means?
Yeah,
For the folks watching that don't understand what an expansion agent is, what is that?
Great question. Yeah. So, in essence, what it is where you built a foundation. So you have the administrative hub, the lead generation method, to where you can duplicate your systems in your current location or centralize for another location. So in essence, if I'm sitting here in Austin, Texas, and I want to expand to San Antonio, I have the administrative team and the lead generation system to create the leads for another location and to take care of the clients from the time they are a client to aftercare from my administrative team. So I can take care of all of that from a centralized location. And yet the listing and sales part of it are done by another person that's your expansion partner in that additional location. So it allows you to be highly centralized, almost like a spoken wheel, where you're very efficient and very profitable, and yet you have, agents in essence can be in multiple locations that are out listing and selling real estate every day, doing the one thing they do best and leaving the rest to us.
So
and with that, you're leveraging the other market centers around the country. That's the beauty of it, right? So it's like a partnership of, you don't have to, you're going to launch in, New York. You don't have to go and get a brick and mortar. There's a Keller Williams office there that you can, right? So it's a wonderful partnership.
It's a great win-win in partnership, because with Keller Williams, the foundation has already been built. The distribution network's already been built.
Right.
So you don't have to, in other businesses, if I wanted to expand a Starbucks, I've got to go create the bricks and mortar for that, or lease the space for that. In our model, because Keller Williams has that distribution network, I'm just partnering with leadership in that market center, and the market center loves it because they have another agent in their market center who are paying company dollar to that market center. So it becomes this massive win-win for everyone to build bigger businesses,
right?
From the market center side and from the agent side. So it becomes this huge business that it actually creates a win for the other agents in the market center too, because the conversation, is lifted, the activity is lifted, the culture changes. It's really becomes a positive.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Gary Keller always, talks about that the agent, it's really the agent opportunity is the biggest opportunity.
Right.
Right. To have real estate sales, you will always have the bigger chance to be more profitable than running your own, brick and mortar, whatever. Right. The opportunities in the sales. I remember hearing from you in one of the first ESOs that I went to, Mega Agent Expansion, when I heard Kristan, and you talked about how much money do you need to open a franchise per se? And I'm not talking about Keller Williams, just as a business owner.
Dunkin' Donuts.
A Dunkin' Donuts, a McDonald's, of whatever, right? You go and you open up a franchise, and the average profit from those?
$66,000 a year.
That's unbelievable.
So you're buying a job.
You're buying a job. Think about the $1 million investment or whatever that is.
Right.
And then you think about it, even a solo agent. Let's say they never expand. A solo agent that's really good at what they're doing and maybe has an admin can have a profit margin of multiple hundreds of thousands, right? And so I think that's brilliant, just that topic of, do you want to own your own business within a business? And I think that's where this expansion, didn't limit you to just one location. It's
so you really become an entrepreneur inside an entrepreneurial world, and we're fortunate that Gary is willing to let Keller Williams get as big as it needs to get to make sure that we all get what we want.
Right.
And I think that that's such a novel idea, to think that we all can have these huge businesses inside of Keller Williams.
Right.
And interesting about the market center, because I own a market center as well, and with my business partner Jim Dunning, and the thing of it is that Jim and Rich and myself, the three owners, we now see our market center, the profitability of the market center and the market share growing in such a massive way since we actually started having agents expanded in our market center. So while initially everyone thought it would be the opportunity for a mega agent, and it certainly is that,
sure,
but it's way more than that.
Sure,
it's an opportunity for other agents who want to partner and learn business.
Sure,
it's also a massive opportunity for the market center itself to lift the conversation, take the lid off in the market center itself, and really for the market center's growth and profit share to be astronomical. You can get there so much faster with expansion. It's like push the easy button.
Right. You know, it's amazing how, you know, like, sorry to interrupt, Ben Kinney team. I know.
I'm used to it.
This is my, yeah.
Now you have me too.
I'm just here to be pretty.
He's between us, poor guy, right? And so, you know, the Ben Kinney team, and we can talk about that, but how he launched his expansion team a year ago, and remember, it was like slow startings, and in that last half of the year, you know, they ended up with 17 million, and now on our top down, they're in the top 5. Right, because he had the models and systems and the right people in place, right? And so I think that's so interesting. So now, after family reunion, I get all these calls from people about, oh, well, we want to, you know, do that, and it's easier said than done, though. And I think that's another thing that really impressed me is it's not about going big or whatever. It's about having a great business, right?
It is simple. It's not easy, though. So what people have to remember is, and Gary Keller said it, you can be anywhere you want to be in 5 years. The key to the difference between me and someone else in 5 years is during those 5 years, did you build the foundation?
Right.
So you've got to build the foundation. Once you have the foundation built, then you can go faster. But it really is go slow to go fast initially. Right. Fix all the holes that you find. You can have the best team in the planet and think your administrative team is like a rock solid. You go to expand, you're going to find holes.
That's right.
So that first expansion, you need to find the holes, fix them fast, and once you've built that foundation, and then you find the right who, Katie, bar the door.
Right.
You can go anywhere.
How do you know you're ready?
Well, you know, John Maxwell would say you only are ever going to know about 75% of everything that you need to know, right? And that's true. So what I would say is that do you have enough profitability that to withstand mistakes that inevitably, even if you come to expansion systems orientation again and again and again, and the most successful people honestly have come 3 times before they ever expand, you still need to have profitability to make sure to weather the storm, weather a shift. So you've got to have profitability from your current market, and then secondly, you've got to have built the foundation to sustain doing those administrative tasks for another location. Then thirdly, you have to have a lead generation system that you can duplicate from the centralized hub for another location. If you have those 3 pieces and you find the right who, that's when you're ready. If you don't have those, if you don't have profit, why would you be expanding?
Right.
If you don't find the right who, you're just going to make yourself miserable. Don't expand. And if you don't have the right foundation, you're going to be swimming with problems constantly. And so just that you owe it to yourself to build the foundation properly such that you can, as Gary would say, take that hockey stick to growth. Yeah. But without the foundation being built properly, you're going to go back and redo and redo and redo.
That's a great answer. I want to ask you specifically, you've touched on it a couple of times. What about the agent that you guys are looking to join an expansion team? Talk to us about why would that agent want to join?
Yeah, because when Ben Kinney came
in, nobody knew who Ben was. Why would an agent in Austin, Texas, join the team of somebody from Timbuktu?
Right.
What's the thought process and how you
well, because if you think about it, every day when an agent gets up, they don't sit there and go, "Oh my gosh, give me more paperwork." Right? Pile on the paperwork, give it to me. They don't say that. What they say is, "Let me go be with people. Let me go help people." So the challenges of the business is, and the reason that you see agents, run that emotional roller coaster, is because they typically are good at sales and they aren't good at the administrative tasks. So something falls through the cracks, and so they're constantly going, okay, I pended a transaction, now I need to do all the administrative tasks, order the appraisal, or and take care of order the inspection, etc. And the truth is that if you don't have leverage, you are going to live that roller coaster your entire career. Most people enjoy sales. They don't enjoy the other pieces of it. They don't enjoy hiring people. They don't enjoy holding them accountable. They don't enjoy building systems. You don't have to do that. By joining an expansion team, you can basically leverage that piece of it to someone else who runs it at a really exceptional level. And what's interesting is the people that have, and the second thing is, we can get you there faster. We can get you there much faster. Even, some people say, well, if you're really talented, why don't you just do it all on your own? You can, but we can get you there faster. And typically, we can get you there making more money than you would on your own. So getting there faster and making more money, those are 2 really great reasons to join an expansion team.
And there's actually you hear about, I've heard of lots of agents all around the country that are really successful agents that have actually partnered up with expansion teams too, because they just want to tap into, like, I don't want all that, I just want to tap into that system. And actually, would you share with the audience what your expansion teams look like? Let's talk a little bit about that.
So sure, I'm happy to share that. So Leanne Harris is our expansion director.
Who's awesome. Hello,
Who's
Leanne.
awesome. She is awesome. And you really need 3 great hires. So you need an expansion director.
3 great hires, Chad.
Yeah. You need a great director of ops. Kelsey, that's you. And then you need a director of lead gen, who is our Jeremy. And those 3 people are the drivers.
Okay.
So I may set the vision of where we're going, the why we're going there, why does all this matter. But when it comes to growth, here's what I can tell you. The first 3 years that I was expanding, I was doing it myself. So I was the expansion director along with everything else.
Right.
We grew to a whopping 3 locations. And we did not grow anymore because you only have so much bandwidth.
And you were based out of Alaska.
Right.
First. So where did you expand into in those first 3 locations?
So the first location was expanding into Anchorage.
Anchorage, okay.
And then
you were in
Wasilla.
Yeah, that's right.
And then into Scottsdale, where I have a market center. But beyond that, you really have to hire someone to be the driver and to be the one that is really the empire builder for that. And so I hired Leanne, or actually I shouldn't say hired, we partnered together last March. And within 6 months, we were in 10 locations. Now we're in 16 locations.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that many already. Wow.
So the key was making that hire. In August, when we were in 10 locations, the next key hire was Kelsey. We had to have a director of ops that was responsible for onboarding, for making sure that everybody was compliant in every organization that we went into, so that that the market center there, the team leaders, OPs were thrilled to have us. We weren't a problem for them. We were taking problems off their hands and just creating additional opportunity. Sure. And then Jeremy is the one that is the driver with lead gen. How do we consistently take lead generation that's expandable into another location? What does that look like? How does it held accountable?
Right.
How do we create the revenue from it so that he's winning as well?
Sure.
And so finding those drivers, getting into relationship with them and partnering with them is a key part of this. You can do all of that with 1 or 2 locations on your own with the team that you have and lead it yourself. If you want to get bigger than that, you are going to have to make those 3 key hires, and then the squishy middle isn't going to be any fun. So you either stay with 2 or less, or you go big.
Yeah.
Because the squishy middle is going to kill you.
Yeah. You've experienced that a little bit too, right? In your growth.
And speaking of that, so let's pay the bills. If you're just
it's
joining,
actually a beautiful product that's just.
If you're just joining us on Facebook Live, we're here with Kristan Cole today, the VP of Mega Agent Expansion at Keller Williams, and we're so glad to have her here. And like I said, it's time to pay the bills. I'm Chad Peavy from the Flyerbox Club here at Keller Williams, Austin Southwest. We just launched a new product, and it's called Ramp Up. And Ramp Up is...
Didn't every team leader just get this?
Yes, if you're a team leader, you should have received this in the mail.
Okay.
And Ramp Up is a new product that we developed because what we wanted to do was give agents a roadmap for their first 12 weeks in the business. So in the packet that you've received in the mail, I walk you through week by week what we do. We start out by disc profiling everybody, and I teach them how to create a marketing plan based on their disc profile. I walk them through positioning, defining value proposition, understanding things like what makes a great headshot, creating their marketing GPS, talking about the 8x8s, building those out, the 33 touch, how to be effective on social media, how to use websites, all about their database. And we end the 12 weeks with an event that the agent puts on. I show them how you can get in a lot of touches just by one event. And I tell them it doesn't matter if you have 2 people or 200 show up to your event. It's all about the lead in and the follow up and all those touches to your database. So Ramp Up is available for market centers now. It comes with a workbook. It comes with an online.
This workbook
the workbook is awesome. It's all the worksheets they need. It's an online platform, so the agents will log in and they'll do it on their own time. They can watch the videos at home, work through the workbook on their own, and at the end, it's they're launched and ready to go. So we're really excited about it.
This is not coaching or anything like that. This is like that piece again. Like here, we filled that need. Is people need help with marketing? It's leverage. It's
leverage.
It's leverage, and it helps connect all the dots.
Sure.
Right?
So what you've created for a single agent is a leverage piece that. They can't afford to go hire a full-time person, but they can afford to hire you via leverage.
That's right.
So that's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
We're really excited about it.
Too. Yeah.
Awesome. It's really going to help them go into their productivity coach's office and have, I hope, a better conversation, a more fruitful conversation. It's going to help them get a better experience out of Ignite. I am really excited about it. So it's available for Market Center subscriptions, and you can go to agentrampup.com to learn more.
Agent Ramp Up.
We have a question. Roseanne Dinda, as a productivity coach, I want to ensure that all agents in the Market Center, including expansion agents, are being coached. What's the best way to ensure that happens?
That is such a great question. And Roseanne, I think you'll find that the super majority of expansion agents are partnering with the productivity coaches to get their people into production if they're new, or to a higher level of production. So we see productivity coaches as leverage. We love that. And then, of course, the next step is getting them into Bold, and then getting them also, all of our people go through Bold. Again and again and again, because we know what the results of that will do for them and for the Market Center. And then, quite frankly, it's getting them into MAPS coaching. So I'm a big proponent of MAPS coaching as well. So, but we believe in leverage. We love leverage, and we see you as a productivity coach as being massive leverage for us to help our people to get into productivity at a higher level.
Right. That's a great answer.
How do you get them engaged in productivity coaching? Is there a secret to that?
Well, I think it's showing them what the results of that can look like, and how quickly they can ramp up. And honestly, I'll tell you...
How fitting.
How quickly they can ramp up.
Ramp up, there you go.
That. Yeah, you didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah.
Nothing by accident.
So I think that it's being purposeful. So,
yes.
A leverage is... We all love leverage. And once people understand what leverage is and the results that it can bring, I think that buy-in is fairly easy.
Yeah.
Honestly, as a team leader in the Market Center who is bringing expansion agents in, that's the leverage for you too. It can be a really, really symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Let's talk about when an agent is ready to expand to another Market Center. What's the conversation? What's the process for reaching out to a Market Center and getting that going?
Great question, and glad you asked it, because absolutely the first contact for an expansion agent who wants to expand into another Market Center. So if I was going to expand in Austin, Texas, my first phone call would be to Melanie.
Who? You or your director of expansion?
Well, it would be obviously Leanne, my director of expansion. But if the director of expansion was me, so back when it was me, my first phone call, first of all, I would call the regional director and let them know, here's my plan, my vision, here's my 135, our economic model. Here are other places that I've expanded that you can call and check on me, and I'd love to do this in your region. Would that be okay? And then, honestly, I usually ask them, knowing what you know about us, who do you think the team leaders that we should be talking to are? Because there's usually multiple team leaders. Sure. And they'll say, well, given your, big why, your model, your vision, your mission, vision, values, beliefs, I think you should be talking to these four. And then, honestly, I'm having conversation with the team leader doing the exact same thing. Because here's the thing. When you involve the leadership in it, they're going to want to help you. They're going to want to help your people be successful almost as much as you do. Yeah. And honestly, we have taken a very proactive approach to this in my Market Center in Scottsdale. So Jim, Rich, and I are the owners of that Market Center, and we actually hired just recently a co-team leader of our Market Center. And one of her big focuses... Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather. This is so awesome.
One of her big focuses will be working with the expansion folks to help them with getting to a higher level of productivity, and also talking with those expansion agents to know that we are going to be working with them. This is going to be a partnership. Where
this is us, right?
This is all of us. So when you expand in our Market Center, while the expansion agent is leading the vision, we are going to help you make sure that vision gets executed. Because we want your people executing at a high level. Because think about this. Think about having 10 expansion agents in our Market Center, which that is our goal. We're halfway there. But then think about each one of them having 5 to 10 expansion partners on their team. Let's just do the math on that. Right. 10 expansion agents, 10 deep. That's 100 capping agents. Melanie, what would that do for your Market Center?
It would be a big deal.
So when Ben came, was that financially not a big deal when all those agents started capping?
Huge, yeah.
So we just see this as another kind of evolution in how Market Centers can fill in their cap management, grow their profit share and their owner profit in a massive way by partnering with the right person. So for me, it was finding the right co-team leader that I knew had the validity,
influencer,
the coaching skills.
Right.
Oh, by the way, her husband has been a bold coach. He's a MAPS coach, so we get him as a bonus.
Yeah.
So it just made total sense to take our market center to the next level.
Yeah.
So as you can see, expansion's not just for mega agents.
It's for everybody.
It is for everyone in this company.
Absolutely.
To build whatever empire they want.
Right. That there's no limit, and that's what I love about it. It's that whole, that, like you said, the entrepreneur, and Gary Keller makes our world so big that we actually, not only we stay there, our worlds are bigger because we're inside of it.
So naturally, Gary's world just keeps getting bigger and bigger. He and I did a video a couple of years ago, and I said, what is expansion going to do to this company? He says it's going to blow it up.
Yeah.
He said, we're going to be at 150,000 agents within the next 5 years. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
We're well beyond that 2 years later.
That's right.
So it's just interesting. The growth is so fast and massive. But it's not just growth, it's productive growth.
Right.
And I think that's the difference, is now we are this far away from being not only the number one company in agent count, but the number one company in productivity. That's awesome. Pretty amazing.
Exciting.
That's pretty exciting. Okay, I have to get her back.
Yeah.
So we have just a couple minutes.
Any questions that you have, go ahead and plug those into the comment box.
Are you gonna make her do the funny word or not?
I did not, because I knew we were limited on time. I'm not gonna make
There's always like a really random, these crazy words that nobody ever understands. And one time someone got one.
That's the one that I could totally make up whatever I wanted to do.
Right, exactly. But we knew we had limited time, so we have to get you back. Okay, so any more questions do we have there, Emily?
No more.
Okay, so what did we not ask you that we should have asked you that you'd like to close all of our wonderful people in Facebook Live land?
I would just say this. It is all about the relationships.
Okay.
So if you thought relationships were important before, they are the key to expansion. And so what I found is that you always need to be recruiting and having conversations with talent, because, for instance, with Heather, her and I really started down this path 3 years ago, but the timing wasn't right it just wasn't right. And so interestingly enough, here we are 3 years later, and I looked up, and now it would have worked then, but it's going to work so amazingly well today because the timing is right. Our market center is ready for that massive growth.
Right.
We've tested it on my team, and so when Five Doors actually expanded into our market center, Seth said it was the smoothest expansion he'd ever done because we'd already tested it out. Right. So now not only from an expansion agent do we have a great platform, but now as a market center, we have a platform to have that smooth transition. Right. And so we just see, so thankful to Gary Keller. Yeah. Because the opportunity that he has given all of us to the amount that we want to plug in, or it's up to us. Right. He's given us such a massive opportunity that he says that would have been, had it been around and been available to him, that we wouldn't have market centers. Right. It would just be Gary Keller. That's right. So he's telling us that we have a lot bigger opportunity today than he ever did. Right. It's a lot bigger than his opportunity. That's what he says. Right. Yeah. So this is just going to get massive, and I don't think we can conceive yet how big it's going to get. I don't either. And honestly, with help like this, do you know how much this will help market centers with expansion agents who maybe they don't have their launch manual yet, or they don't have you can help them with their first expansion. Right. So this product, anything that you can do to leverage that piece is going to help your market center.
Awesome.
It's so fun.
Thank you for coming in.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your lunch break with us today.
It's my honor.
Literally, we've been like, okay, when are you in town? And we're going to base our whole show around you being here. So thank you.
I feel special.
Thank you. You are special.
Thank you.
You're a role model for a lot of us. So thank you for pushing the boundaries and helping us think bigger. And
honestly, we just have to thank our leaders. I really appreciate Mo and Gary and John and Mary for giving us all the opportunity.
Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And if you want to watch the video again, it lives on Facebook. It's also going to be on KW Connect. It will be on the Flyrbox Club's website.
Share with your friends.
Share.
Stay open. Learn about expansion. Come to ESO in Austin. Come say hi to the Southwest Market Center. And you will learn so much from that class. Even if you never expand, you will learn so much from that class. The first time, like I said, everybody in the room thought they wanted to conquer the world. After 2 days with Kristan, She said, so who's ready to expand to multiple cities? There were 2 hands that went up. You will be a better person. We have 6 of our agents in your class right now. And one of them's there the second time. And it's all because they want to be better business people.
Yeah.
And so just the natural progression of when you have mastered it, like you said, when you've mastered it at home, hey, going outwards is the next natural step to do, right?
Absolutely.
And Chad's going to be in your class.
It's a business class.
Yes.
It's absolutely a business class. One final thing. The most successful expansion agents have come to that class 3 times before they've ever expanded. So come again and
Hear
again.
that, people.
It
3
is
times.
A business class.
That's right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Kristan.
Kristan.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Good day, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.